If you asked a child to draw a planet, they wouldn't draw a simple circle. They would draw a circle with a line through it. They would draw Saturn. Saturn is the jewel of our solar system. It is the icon of space. When we look through a telescope, it is the only thing that looks exactly like the photos. It's perfect. It's majestic. It feels eternal. But look closer. There is a saying on Earth: beauty is pain. In space, beauty is usually violence. Those golden rings that look so smooth, so peaceful from a distance, they are not decorations. They are a crime scene. They are the shattered remains of a moon that got too close, ripped apart by the gravity of its own parent. Saturn isn't wearing jewelry. It's wearing a graveyard. And the terrifying truth is, we are watching a slow-motion funeral that has been going on for 100 million years. To understand the tragedy of the rings, you have to understand the most dangerous line in physics, the Roche limit. Every planet has an invisible shield of gravity around it. If a moon stays outside this line, it is safe. It can orbit forever, held together by its own gravity. But if it crosses the line, the game is over. Millions of years ago, a moon, let's call it Veritas, made a fatal mistake. It drifted inward. Maybe it was nudged by an asteroid. Maybe it was pulled by Saturn's massive tide. It crossed the Roche limit. Instantly, the physics of the universe turned against it. The side of the moon facing Saturn was pulled harder than the side facing away. The moon began to stretch. It groaned. It cracked. Imagine a world the size of Texas being pulled apart like cotton candy. Mountains crumbled. Oceans boiled off into the vacuum. The core shattered. In a cosmic blink of an eye, an entire world. A world that might have had ice, volcanoes, maybe even life was shredded. It didn't disappear. It was smeared. The debris spread out, spinning faster and faster, wrapping around the killer planet like a shroud. That is what you are looking at. You aren't seeing a solid disk. You are seeing the trillions of bones of a dead world. From Earth, the rings look like a solid, flat record. They look like a highway. But if you were to fly a spaceship into them, you wouldn't find a smooth road. You would find a chaotic blizzard of jagged knives. The rings are made of ice. Some pieces are as small as a grain of sand. Some are as big as a house. And they are not floating peacefully. They are orbiting at thousands of miles per hour, constantly colliding, shattering, and reforming. It is a meat grind. Everything inside the rings is pure water ice, shining white, reflecting the sun. That's why they are so bright. They are essentially a flattened snowman spread across 175,000 miles. But despite being so wide, they are impossibly thin. If you built a scale model of Saturn, where the rings were as wide as a football field, the rings themselves would be thinner than a sheet of tissue paper. In some places, the rings are only 30 feet thick. You could walk through them in 5 seconds. Yet, this razor-thin sheet of ice is the most recognizable structure in our sky. It is delicate. It is fragile. And because it is fragile, it cannot last. Not all the moons died that day. Some survived. And now, they work as jailers. We call them the shepherd moons. Look at the gaps in the rings. The black spaces. Those aren't empty. There are tiny moons hidden in there, like Pan and Daphnis. These moons are the survivors. They orbit right inside the debris field, but they don't get destroyed. Instead, they use their gravity to clear a path. They push the ice particles aside. They herd the debris, keeping the rings in line, keeping the edges sharp. If you look closely at the photos from the Cassini mission, you can see waves in the rings. Vertical walls of ice, mile high, raised by the gravity of these tiny moons as they pass by. It's like a boat waking through water. But these shepherds are fighting a losing battle. They are trying to organize a chaotic storm. They are trying to keep order in a system that wants to collapse. Here is the saddest part of the story. The rings are dying. For a long time, we thought Saturn's rings were ancient. We thought they formed with the planet 4.5 billion years ago. But recent data has shocked scientists. The rings are young, maybe only 100 million years old. That sounds like a long time, but in cosmic terms, it's yesterday. If the history of the universe was a 24-hour clock, Saturn's rings appeared in the last 0.1 seconds. Dinosaurs might have looked up at a ringless Saturn. And just as they appeared quickly, they are disappearing quickly. Gravity is relentless. It never sleeps. Saturn is constantly pulling on those icy particles. The sun's UV radiation charges the ice, and the planet's magnetic field grabs them. It's called ring. Every second, thousands of pounds of water ice are being sucked out of the rings and dumped into Saturn's atmosphere. It's enough to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool every half hour. The rings are evaporating. They are falling into the planet that created them. Scientists estimate that in maybe 100 million years, possibly sooner, the rings will be gone. Saturn will look just like Jupiter, a boring, beige ball of gas. We are living in a special, fleeting moment. We are the lucky ones. We often think of the universe as static. We think the stars are fixed. The planets are permanent. But Saturn teaches us that nothing lasts. The most beautiful thing in our solar system is a temporary accident. It is a momentary splash of brightness in the dark. Someday, future civilizations, or whatever humans evolve into, will look through their telescopes at the sixth planet. They will see the photos we took. They will see the paintings. But they won't see the rings. They will see a scar, a shadow. They will wonder what it was like to see the Lord of the Rings in its glory. So tonight, if it's clear, go outside. Look up. Find that small, yellowish dot in the sky. And appreciate it. Because beauty in this universe comes with a price. The price is that it cannot last forever. The rings are falling. The clock is ticking. And we are the only witnesses. Thanks for watching. If you want to know what happens when a moon fights back, click this video here. And don't forget to subscribe before the rings are gone for good.